Hail Reckoners! I'm starting a new series, this is not a one-off, of a game called Westerado Double-Barreled. I was considering doing a Western-themed week, but I don't know, I couldn't find 5 or 7 whole Western games that I really liked and wanted to do a thing on. I also I wanted to do more than one episode for some of those games anyway, so we're going to do a bunch for Westerado. I don't actually know how long I anticipate this playthrough to be, but at the end of the playthrough I will be doing a series of fairly short one-offs, which will just be kind of like walkthroughs on how to do some of the more involved quests in this game. So this game is a mix between, I describe it as a mix between Zelda and I guess Skyrim set in a Western setting. So it definitely is the most like Zelda because of the way the camera is, the way the controls are. I say it's like Skyrim because while Zelda itself is generally pretty open world and you know, you just run around and do quests. In this game, like in Skyrim, if you just walk up and kill an NPC, you could have just ruined your chances running an entire quest line. It's very easy to do a thing which will make it impossible for you to do another thing, if that makes sense. And I think it does. But fortunately the game itself is very short. I think this is only going to be, I don't know, a couple, like, less than a week's worth of episodes. So let's get to this. Who do I want to play as? Let's clear a slot. I'll clear, it doesn't really matter. And so there's 4 characters. You start off with just the hero, and then you unlock the bro, the cis, and the Indian, and I will have episodes later on detailing how to unlock the cis and the Indian. The bro is super straightforward, you just beat the game once as the hero, but these two have their own little quest chains you have to perform correctly or else you don't get it. And we'll go with the hero because he's the simplest. These guys have some other issues with them, or not issues, other unique things about them which make them play a little differently. And for this simple first playthrough, I'm just going to do the main one. Also, let's do the tutorial. The other 3, as far as I can tell, don't let you do the tutorial because the tutorial has some. It's very cinematic. It's very cutscene-ish, and it really highlights stuff for you, and that won't make sense if you're one of the other 3 characters. It only makes sense if you're the hero. Hey Ma, good morning son. Come talk, I've got something for you. What is it, Ma? Your brother's going to herd the buffalo today. I'd like you to help him. And I'll say, I'll help him. He needs my help, he can't herd buffalo. Your sweetheart, here's a little something for the hard work you'll be doing. Your brother's waiting for you outside. He'll tell you what to do. What was... Oh, 20 bucks. That's a lot of money for Western times. So here's my brother shooting bottles. Good morning, little brother. Mother told me you're helping me today. That's great. We're selling our buffalo next week, so there's a lot of tough work to do. Are you ready to get to work? Yep. Follow me, little brother. It's herd some buffalo. Okay, I will follow. Let's do this. You know, I considered actually wearing a full Western outfit. Like I have my Clint Eastwood hat, and I've got my Clint Eastwood big ol' model Navy Colt, and I've got a poncho and stuff, but it's very hot, and I think the gimmick would wear off very quickly. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm going to record all these in one shot, but if you wished I had worn the costume, leave a comment, and when I have applicable costumes in the future, I will wear them. Come on, buffalo. Oh, we're in the wrong way. They want to go this way. Also, he showed you a very important thing. You have to... There's many times in this game where you have to shoot locks off of gates to progress. We did it into the pen with you. Oh no! Darn it! That buffalo went wild! Go catch him! I'll keep the rest of them in check. And we're running. Engage epic running scene. I love this cinematic. Like, this is just friggin', you know, pixel art. But I mean, I'm obviously pretty biased to liking pixel art, but still, this game combines look and music the best of any game I've played, I think, since Bastion. I'm gonna go there. Granted, this game doesn't have the narrator that Bastion has, but I would, and in fact do, listen to this soundtrack just on its own. But again, like pixel art, I am strongly, strongly biased towards liking westerns and that kind of music. Oh no! Yep. It's just like Star Wars. Spoilers, I guess, for Star Wars Episode 4. The beginning of the movie. I just ruined it for all of you. Okay. Brother, I'm glad to see you. Cuff, a bandit came out of nowhere, his gun blazing. I should have worn a hat, then I could have taken a shot. He killed Mother. Sob, the bastard. I'm not going to make it either, brother. You're the last of us. Who did this to you? It all happened so sudden I didn't see the murderer's face, but I know one thing for sure. As he stood over me in front of the flames, the only thing I could make out from the silhouette was his edged hat. Find Uncle to the east. He'll help you avenge us. Please, brother, take my gun and relieve me of my pain. And I'll be like, don't give up hope. He'll be like, I can feel him dying, brother. Take the gun. But brother, the pain, it's unbearable. Please, brother, take my gun and relieve me of the pain. And I'll do it. So this is a very cool thing about this game. There's dialogue options. So the game has, dialogue trees, but also at any point in any dialogue in the game, you can just draw your gun and it takes it into like its own separate tree. And you can cock the gun to give a separate thing and you can put it away. And you're like, no. Oh, I can't leave until I shoot him. There we go. Well, that sucks. And that's interesting. I actually hadn't handled that before. So here's how combat works. You can run around, you hit right bumper to draw your gun, whichever way you're facing determines which way you shoot. You have to cock the gun, which makes you, so as soon as you start running, you have to restart the process. You have to cock in between, so every other time I hit the right trigger, it fires. Ammo is not a thing. I mean, you have infinite ammo, but you have clip sizes, so every time I pull left trigger, I will chamber a new round. There are several different weapons in this game. Technically 5, but for all intents and purposes in this game, there's only 4. And if you're in the top right, it shows the ammo, and those 3 hats are essentially my hearts. Every time I get shot, the hat will get knocked off my head, which is why my brother said if only he'd worn a hat, he could have taken a shot. And that's why he is harder, because when you play as the brother, he does not wear hats. So that means if you get shot at any point in that game, you die. And this also makes certain missions significantly harder because they require you to do things like, for example, wear a mining hat to illuminate the darkness. So the brother's got his own tricky stuff, and there's no benefit to that. Brother is simply just hard mode. And I have beaten the game with him, but it's a little rough. I mean, this game kind of suffers from the Castle Crashers combat, where as long as I'm moving in a vertical way, I'm more or less invincible because of the way that AI draws aggro. They generally don't shoot until you're lined up with them, so if you just keep moving, they won't. It can be it definitely can be hard to keep track sometimes, though, when there's enough enemies on the screen, but for the most part, it's not too bad. So this is my uncle's house. I've locked the door. It's been noisy outside. You look terribly pale. Come warm yourself by the stove and tell me what happened. You've made me worried. What's going on? So I could draw my gun on my uncle? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to play this game pretty straight. I'm not going to do anything crazy. Crazier things will be shown after the LP. Because there's some really cool crazy stuff in this game. You've made me worried. What's going on? Someone murdered mother and wounded brother. What? That's horrible, darn it. Your brother always refused to wear a hat for protection. Where's your brother now? I had to end his suffering. I'm so sorry you had to do that. This is terrible. You better stay away from home for the night. Get some sleep in the bed upstairs. I'll talk to you in the morning. And so, we do. Now, if you skip the tutorial, I believe this morning is where it spits you out, like right here. And this is also what happens when you die. Whenever you die, you just wake up in this bed, and you lose half of your money, a la Pokemon. Although you don't get this dialogue every time you die, or if you skip the tutorial. He says, morning nephew, blah blah blah. So this is fast travel horse. Right now we don't have any fast travel points. So we're gonna run, oh what? Wait, what did you want me to do? Want me to talk to you or something? Wait, what that scumbag did was terrible. I'll help you find the murderer, take my family. To find the murderer, you gotta help out people around the town. When they trust you, they'll be glad to give you information. Don't forget to keep track of the people you talk to and the promises you may keep, and check this journal if you're losing track. Also, if you want to know more about handgun weapons, come talk to me anytime. Now go to Clintville to the northeast. The sheriff or saloon owner may help you. Good luck out there. Okay, now the wagon's gone. Now the wagon's gone. Okay. So, mission Clintville to the northeast. So we run and to Clintville. These crazy statues. One of them has a Doctor Who reference on it. I don't remember which one specifically. So here we are. Glorious, glorious Clintville. Look at that stupid lizard on the wall. And we can just run and just... Can anyone help me? Hun, do you have a moment to spare? I could really use some help. How can I help? Well, my husband is a drunk, never comes home and spends all our money on booze. I need someone to bring him home. I'll get him for you. Oh, thank goodness. Just bring him to me once you get him. So you got our first mission. Hey, you. And he goes, you know what, fella? Never marry a woman, it just ain't worth it. She asked me to bring you home. What? You know my wife? Hick, what you doing with her? And I'll say, just come along, you're going home. I don't wanna, let me be, Hick, I'm gonna stay here, Hick. And I'll be like, hey, I said we're going. And he goes, alright, I'll come along. Hold your horses. Yeah, that's right. So, if you notice, if I draw my gun, everyone draws their guns. Now I can shoot first, because they're not aggressive to me, but the whole town will start firing if I start attacking the town, basically. I say, thank you, she's so happy. I tell her my ranch burned down, she says it's terrible, and she'll take me to that sad sack of a sheriff, because that sheriff is a sad sack. Hello, sad sack sheriff. Hey, excuse me, you worthless pile. This man's been through something terrible, and he still took the time to help me. Well, if he could fix it, ma'am, I guess you didn't really need me. You're such a waste. Make sure you help this boy. And now he says, sigh, what do you want? And I'll say, I'm looking for the man who murdered my family. He goes, oh, nope, no, I do not do vendettas. What you're talking about is 100 times worse than what that woman came in with. You think I'm gonna stick my nose into this? I ain't gonna go after him, and you aren't ready to handle someone who could do that. So you were able to handle a domestic quarrel, sure, but look here, I know who did it, and his shadow's a lot longer than yours, kid. All I can give you is a clue and point you in the direction of folks who can maybe help you further. He's got a brown jacket on his back. Rancher Bob has been having troubles northwest of here, outside of the town. Help him out, and hopefully it'll get you closer to the man you're looking for. So we can actually take these wanted posters. Some of them are alive, right? I feel like at least one of them's alive. I actually have no idea how to get people alive. I only know how to get them dead. Because in my experience, if I draw my gun on a wanted person and say, you're coming with me, he just shoots me and kills me instantly. Or, you know, knocks the hat off my head. So, I usually just have to end up killing him, which is sad. What do you have to say? Howdy, hun. I'm Miss Tressabout, or just Tress for short. So what's your story? A man of mystery. Well, I tend to like a bit of hidden backstory. See, my husband, the sheriff here, he used to be so exciting, but he's lost every drop of courage he had. But you're different. I got a feeling about you, hun. If you see me anywhere else, be sure to say hi. So, I actually don't know that I've actually found her somewhere else. I think I have, but I don't know. And she's a mission for me. She says, hey, you seem good with a gun. I say, so? Well, you see, I was planning to pay my respects up north of the graveyard. However, some scary bandits are all over the place. They went downhill after the preacher left. It makes me sad. My dad lies there, but I'm too scared to visit his grave. And I'll say, okay, I'll take care of that. She says, you're a real gentleman. And off we go to take care of some bandits in their grave. Gravedigger guy's pretty cool, but he only talks about boots. He's a very odd character, and I don't actually know any missions from him. Oh gosh, dang it, dogs. Okay, dogs are like the only thing in this game. Sorry, forgive me. I am forced, not by choice, I am forced to be exceptionally cruel to dogs in this game. Gosh dang it. Because they attack non-horizontally. So I have, throughout the course of me ever playing this game, I have lost more HP to dogs than I ever have to anything else. So I'm just gonna open fire on these guys, because they're kind of crap. Oh, I'm stuck on the terrain. That happens a lot, actually, as well. Come on. One cool thing this game has is something called hat shots. It's basically a headshot, but it knocks the hat. Ooh, that scorpion killed that man. It knocks the hat off of them, and you can run and pick it up to restore HP. So you have to aim properly, precisely, to knock the hat off, and you can go and pick it up. Now with bandits, that almost always means that they're as good as dead. You knock the hat off, they're essentially dead because they're going to run around panicking, so they're out of the fight. However, in certain situations and with certain enemies, a hat shot does not kill them. Because they're super driven, or they're super loyal, or for whatever reason, they will keep fighting. So you got to keep that in mind. You got to pay attention, because sometimes you'll line up. Be careful, line up that hat shot for the extra HP, and they'll keep shooting, which is a pain in the butt. And so yeah. Oh wait, I said not yet. Why would it default to that? Okay, I did it. I completed the mission. So the whole point of completing missions is to get hints. Here's where we keep track of the hints. So what do we have? We know the shape of his hat. We don't know the color of it. We know he's got a brown coat. We don't know what kind of coat. And I guess we know he wears a kerchief. I really wasn't paying attention to the hints, because I don't need to pay attention to the hints, because that keeps track of it for me. Once we have enough hints, I believe the way it works, because it's worked this way every time for me so far, once we have enough hints, we can identify him in Clintsville and approach him with a drawn gun, at which point he will flee on horseback and will pursue, and that will initiate the end of the game little sequence, level, essentially, as it were. This game doesn't have levels, it has zones, but it's a sequence of events they have to do from the start if you fail. So here we have Rancher Bob. Howdy, sir. Sorry I can't talk long. As you can see, I'm having some troubles. I can't see that. I don't know what you're talking about. I gotta get these buffalo on the road and sold before they've all run off. And I'll say, can I help? And he goes, it's always useful to have another gun once we're on the road. And then say, let's go right away. And he says, let's get these buffalo to the fort. So here we go. Haha, we're gonna kill all them buffalo, let them not alive. Oh gosh, dang it. So, I forgot to cock my gun. That happens a lot. The point here is basically just to not lose all the buffalo. And buffalo can be shot and killed. So we gotta be careful about that. Oops, I shot his hat off. I'm a dummy. Oh, whaley. Okay, there we go. You can't really get hat shots on horseback because I just think that's a thing. So we just aim for the body shots because it's way faster. We're near the fort, they have to run. Oh, darn it, he's right. We gotta get out of here. How many of them were there anyway? Thanks a lot. I wouldn't have been able to save them buffalo if you weren't there to help. I owe you a lot. Here, take a buffalo's profit, $300. Now I got something else to tell you. I wasn't entirely truthful before, but I couldn't trust you until now. I know who you are, and I know something about the man who burned down your ranch. I trust what I'm gonna tell you stays between us. This is what I know. The man knows how to dress himself. His blue slacks and colored shirt perfectly complement his fat figure. He's the same man that attacked my ranch, and I'm sure he was working for the oil tycoon at that point. He's a man who would do anything for money. Vicious and smart to boot, he controls a gang like it's an army. Anyway, he's gotta head back to my ranch and get the repairs going. Adios. So here we are at Fort Motors. Company, open ranks. What do you got? I could open fire right now and start a big old brawl with the entire military if I wanted to. I've actually never gone in here before. I've never talked to this guy. Holy crap, how have I not done this? I am an idiot. I don't have time for you soldiers. Go take your questions to Lieutenant Fort outside. I don't deal with private matters. What a pun. Private, okay, your report. They think I'm a soldier for some reason. Yeah, okay, so I guess I didn't miss anything. I've always talked to her, and I guess it's apparently what you're supposed to do. So I'm actually not gonna talk to her yet. I don't know if I actually ever talked to her this game. The main premise of her deal is, so we're at the fort. In that bottom right hand corner of the map you can see our head. To the north of us a couple screens are the Native Americans, and it's kind of like they have conflicting quests, more or less, and so you kind of have to pick a side. You can negotiate peace, but it's kind of a gnarly quest, and I always feel bad when I do it because I end up pissing off NPCs and whatnot. That's the fast travel. Rancher Bob. Howdy, gunslinger, that buffalo drive got me riled up. Sure paid off, though. Was able to fix up the ranch in a jiffy. And don't worry about them bandits, that's just the way of the West. In fact, it's about time we ranchers started protecting ourselves better. You up for another job? I say, hit me. He says, great, so this is my idea for the next job. I need to protect my ranch, you know. You need to know more about your family's murder, and the best way to do that is group together. I needed to hire the other ranchers in the area for what them shitty folks calls a franchise. Do whatever you can to get them together. In the meantime, I'll be getting the preparation set up. All together, we'll be able to protect ourselves and our buffalo, and they might have heard more about the man who murdered your family. You in? I'm in. Right, tootin' you are. There are the locations of the other ranchers. Come back here once you've hired them. Which we will do. Yeah, don't have the sound. Thank you. So there's 3 other ranchers we gotta talk to. 2 of them will automatically join. The one in Clintsville is a little trickier. He has some little dialogue prompts. If you answer incorrectly, permanently mean he will not join the co-op and you fail the mission. So I will show you how to answer those questions correctly. It may take me a couple of attempts, which means I will have to replay the game up to this point, but I can do it pretty quickly because I'll be talking to people. So I'm just talking to this guy real quick to update the journal. So he's got a tan belt with a big silver belt buckle. And now he tells me to go to the wanted posters for more work. I have actually not pursued that quest line. You can keep working for the sheriff. I don't know if you have to get all of these or not. I may try that later. I will certainly try that later, but not this game because I don't really know what it is, and I don't really need the money. The main point to money is to buy more guns, and you can buy hats and whatnot. So the bank guy has his own missions. It's very, very easy for me to start a mission, find a new mission en route on that mission, and start that. So I'm gonna try really hard on this LP to minimize the number of concurrent missions I have. So we're gonna stick to this sheriff mission, or a rancher mission. And so, yeah, I want to join the franchise, and he goes, this venture gonna be according to Hoyle? And I say, yes. And he says, he seems like that may be the kind of man might be on the shoot. And I say, no. And he goes, he's going to be playing to the gallery, or he's just one of the first water. And I say, for sure playing to the gallery. And then he goes, well, if that's so, unless you cocked it up on that last one, of course. And I say, I said what I meant. And he goes, if that's the case, I'll just go it alone. Oh crap, I messed up. Well, you saw me get all excited for nothing. I'm going to restart the game, play back to this point, and figure out how to do the mission again. I think, yeah, we'll see how many tries that takes. See you guys in a second. Okay, attempt number 2. Okay, I want to join the franchise, and I say it's according to Hoyle, and he seems like I'm on the shoot, and I say not on the shoot, and I'll say definitely for the first water. Okay, that was right. Yeah, it's the water one, not the shoot one. So it's, yeah, top, down, down. Well, I'll imagine we'll have a hog-killing time. Count me in. Adios, cowboy. So he's in. Cool beans. So now, let's see, can I fast travel to the other ranchers? The nearest fast travel's my uncle's house. So this guy is just a couple frames. Panels, not frames. Boards, pages, scenes, I don't know. He's right over here. This guy's crazy. He'll ask you to duel him all the time, but these other 2 ranchers will just join outright. So I say, hey Rancher Cobb, I got a proposition, and want to join the franchise, and he says, he's the best gun, fight the oil tycoon, he says, yeah, let's do it, yay, we're all friends, giddy. And the 3rd guy is just south of, so look at this, that is a movie camera. That's a hint for later. I will probably show it in this video, but if not, I will definitely show it in one of the after videos. So this guy gives me a problem, because this guy has like a wife or daughter or something. It makes it really hard for me to pursue those quests where I have to be really mean to the ranchers. Like normally I like siding with the Native Americans, but one of their missions is to make me free all the buffalo, and if you free the rancher's buffalo, they become hostile towards you and attack you, and it's just mean because they kill them. And whatever, blah 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 blah. Join productive, yay! Canada in, yay! It's so good. We got our franchise. So let's fast travel. and talk about that for a second. Talk about our feelings.